Hi, I'm Brett Contreras. I filmed this video series because I got an article posted on strengthcoach.com and people had some questions about the exercise. So this is actually the third video of a four-part series. The first video series explained the supine bridging progressions. The second video explained the prone and quadruped progressions. And then this one is going to be the abduction and external rotation progressions. A lot of people don't know this. They think the glutes extend the hip and then the glute medius and glute minimus abduct the hip, and that's not true. The lower glutes are just involved with hip extension, but the upper glutes actually do a lot of different things. They're involved with hip extension and hip hyperextension, and also abduction, transverse abduction, and then external rotation, which is like that. So these motions, and in fact the upper gluteus maximus can get targeted more from these movements than they can from hip extension and hip hyperextension exercises. So these will get your upper glutes firing to the maximum degree, but you have to know how to progress. So as you get better at the abduction and rotation exercise, you have to know how to load them. So I use bands. You can also use cables. But the first and most basic exercises would be the fire hydrant. And I tested the glute activity of all these different exercises. You actually get more glute activity when you do it this way, where I flex my leg and then come out, rather than if I just leave it like this. So flex the leg and then come out. Try not to twist. Okay, and then another basic one is the lying abduction. And this one, you don't want to be leaning this way. You want to be leaning forward slightly. Okay, and then the third basic exercise would be the sideline clam. Don't have the legs back, have them up forward more, and then just open the legs. So it's pretty crazy. These three exercises can activate someone's upper glutes more than 1 rep max squats, lunges, deadlifts in a lot of different people. So remember, the upper glutes do a lot of different things. The lower glutes are just involved with hip extension and hip hyperextension. Upper glutes are very versatile. Okay, so how do we load these exercises? I'm going to show you 3 different ways. The first way is to do standing hip abduction. So, and I can, adjust my stance to make it easier or harder, but I squeeze the top. Okay, that's one way. Obviously, another way is to use a band to do X-band walks, but I actually don't like this that much. Even though it gets me a good pump, it really gets a burn in there. That doesn't get you too high on the glute activation, so I don't use that one. Here's another one, the seated band abduction. And this one here, I experimented with different stance widths, and you can go out wide like this and really squeeze, but actually the best way is to get your feet around shoulder width and then come out like that. So really squeeze. Okay, so that's the seated band abduction. And then this final exercise, I call this the band twist or the band external rotation. I'm not trying to use my obliques. I'm trying to use the glute for this, the upper glute. So all I do is I'm just going to externally rotate, and I can, make it challenging. So I'm using the upper glute. So that concludes the the external rotation and the abduction movements. Make sure you watch part 1 and part 2 that show some of the best hip extension exercises. And part 4 will explain some of the myths behind functional training and sport-specific training. Thank you.